3.4% of teen boys have clinical depression, but almost everyone is giving them the wrong advice. I'm going to show you the 3 evidence-based approaches that actually work, backed by the WHO and the National Institute of Mental Health. This isn't positive thinking. This is real treatment that addresses brain chemistry, not just mindset. And if you stay until the end, I'll reveal the one thing that separates teens who get better from those who stay stuck in the darkness. Welcome back to Deeper Dudes. But first, let's talk about why telling someone with depression to just think positive is like telling someone with a broken leg to just walk it off. You've heard it 1,000 times. Choose happiness. Look on the bright side. Others have it worse. And if you're struggling with depression, hearing this doesn't just fail to help. It makes you feel worse. Because now you're dealing with the depression itself, plus the shame of not being able to fix it with positive thoughts. Research from the American Psychiatric Association shows that depression is a medical condition affecting brain chemistry, specifically neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. It's not a choice. It's not weakness. It's not something you can think your way out of any more than you can think your way out of diabetes or asthma. The WHO Adolescent Mental Health Report from 2025 confirms that depression in teens involves measurable changes in brain function, hormone regulation, and stress response systems. This means that while your thoughts and attitudes matter, they're only one piece of a much larger puzzle. What a load of crap that we've convinced an entire generation that mental illness is just a mindset problem. Nobody teaches us that depression is treatable. Nobody explains that there are evidence-based interventions that actually work. So when you're sitting in your room at 2 a.m. feeling like you're drowning, you think the problem is you're not trying hard enough to be happy. But here's the truth. Depression isn't a thinking problem. It's a complex medical condition, and treating it requires actual treatment, not just better thoughts. And here's exactly what that treatment looks like. Strategy 1. Evidence-based therapy. The National Institute of Mental Health has identified specific types of therapy that are proven effective for teen depression. The most researched and validated is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. This isn't just talking about your feelings. CBT is a structured approach that teaches you to identify thought patterns that aren't serving you, challenge them with evidence, and replace them with more balanced perspectives. Here's how it works in practice. First, you learn to catch automatic negative thoughts. These are the instant judgments your brain makes, like, I'm worthless, or nothing will ever get better. Second, you examine the evidence for and against these thoughts. Is it actually true that nothing will ever get better? Or is that what depression is telling you? Third, you develop alternative thoughts based on evidence, not emotion. Instead of I'm worthless, you might land on I'm struggling right now, and that's temporary. The Journal of Adolescent Health published research showing that CBT reduces depression symptoms in 60 to 70% of teens who complete treatment. Another powerful approach is interpersonal therapy, or IPT, which focuses on improving your relationships and communication patterns. Depression often creates conflicts or distance in relationships, and those relationship problems then make depression worse. It's a cycle. IPT breaks that cycle by teaching you how to express your needs, set boundaries, and navigate conflicts in healthier ways. Here's a real example. A 16-year-old named Marcus was dealing with depression after his parents' divorce. He felt caught in the middle, couldn't talk to either parent about his pain, and started isolating from friends. In IPT, he learned to communicate his feelings to his parents without blaming them, which reduced his sense of being trapped. He also learned to reach out to friends instead of withdrawing, which gave him support he desperately needed. Within 3 months, his depression symptoms dropped significantly. The key insight here is that therapy isn't just venting. It's learning specific skills that change how you process emotions, interact with others, and respond to stress. And once you're building those skills, the next strategy amplifies your progress even more. Before we go any further, I want to pause for something important. None of what we've been talking about matters if we don't have the energy and clarity to actually implement it. We all know what it feels like to wake up exhausted. No energy, poor focus, and zero motivation. We also know what it feels like when we get good, restful sleep, targeted therapy, and the right supplements. I've personally tested more things than you can imagine. I'm like your personal guinea pig. Everything in the description below is science-backed and extensively tested. And if you grab anything through my links, you'll be supporting this channel at zero cost to you. Thanks for taking a look. Now let's get back to it. If this is helping, please hit that like button so more teens can find real solutions when they need them most. And drop a comment. Have you ever been told to just think positive when you were struggling? No judgment, just want to hear your experience. Here's the truth about depression treatment that changes everything. Lifestyle interventions aren't just nice to have, they're essential, and the research proves it. Mental Health America's teen treatment data shows that exercise, sleep, and nutrition have measurable effects on brain chemistry. This means you can support your recovery through daily habits that cost nothing and have zero side effects. Let me explain how this works. When you exercise, your brain releases endorphins and increases production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. This is a protein that helps your brain form new neural connections and repair damaged ones. A study in the Journal of Adolescent Health found that teens who engaged in 30 minutes of moderate exercise 3 times per week saw a 25% reduction in depression symptoms over 8 weeks. That's comparable to some medication effects. Strategy 2, the Lifestyle Foundation Protocol. Here's the system. First, establish a consistent sleep schedule. Depression disrupts your circadian rhythm, which then makes depression worse. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even weekends. Aim for 8 to 10 hours for teens. Your brain does critical emotional processing during sleep. When you're sleep deprived, your amygdala, the fear and emotion center, becomes 60% more reactive to negative stimuli. That's not a metaphor. That's measurable brain activity. Second, move your body every single day. You don't need to become an athlete. A 20-minute walk counts. Dancing in your room counts. The goal is to get your heart rate up and your body moving. When I was recovering from my darkest period, I started with just walking around the block. Some days that was all I could manage, but it proved I could still do something, and that mattered more than I realized at the time. Third, eat regular meals with protein and minimize processed sugar. Your brain needs steady glucose and amino acids to produce neurotransmitters. Skipping meals or living on energy drinks and chips literally deprives your brain of the building blocks it needs to regulate mood. This isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. Now here's where most people go wrong. They try to overhaul everything at once, fail, and then feel even worse about themselves. Don't do that. Pick one element. Maybe it's sleep. Commit to a consistent bedtime for 2 weeks. Just that. Once that's solid, add movement. Then, nutrition. Small steps create momentum. But one thing destroys recovery more than anything: trying to do it alone. The WHO report is crystal clear on this. Social support is one of the strongest protective factors against depression, and isolation is one of the biggest risk factors. Depression lies to you. It tells you that you're a burden, that nobody cares, that you should just handle it yourself. Every single one of those thoughts is a symptom of the illness, not reality. Reaching out for help isn't weakness. It's the smartest, bravest thing you can do. And that's where Strategy 3 becomes life-changing. Strategy 3, building your support system and knowing when medication helps. Here's what the evidence tells us. Therapy and lifestyle changes are highly effective for mild to moderate depression. But for severe depression, or depression that isn't responding to therapy alone, medication can be a critical tool. The American Psychiatric Association guidelines explain that antidepressants work by correcting imbalances in neurotransmitters. They're not happy pills. They're not a crutch. They're medicine that treats a medical condition. If you had diabetes, you'd take insulin. If you have a biochemical imbalance causing depression, medication can restore that balance, so therapy and lifestyle changes can actually work. Here's how to approach this. First, talk to a trusted adult, a parent, school counselor, doctor, or therapist. Tell them what you're experiencing. Be specific. I've been feeling hopeless for weeks. I can't sleep. I don't enjoy anything anymore. Second, see a mental health professional for an evaluation. They can determine the severity of your depression and recommend treatment options. This might be therapy alone, or therapy plus medication, or intensive outpatient treatment if needed. Third, if medication is recommended, ask questions. What are the benefits? What are the side effects? How long until it works? Most antidepressants take 4 to 6 weeks to show full effects, so you need to be patient and stay in communication with your doctor. Fourth, keep going to therapy even if you start medication. Medication can stabilize your brain chemistry, but therapy teaches you the skills to manage stress, communicate effectively, and challenge depressive thoughts. You need both. Let me share a story. A 17-year-old named Aisha had been depressed for over a year. She tried therapy and made some progress, but she was still having suicidal thoughts and couldn't get out of bed most days. Her therapist referred her to a psychiatrist who prescribed an SSRI antidepressant. Within 6 weeks, the constant hopelessness started to lift. She still had hard days, but she could function again. She could engage in therapy, use the CBT skills she'd learned, and start rebuilding her life. 2 years later, she's thriving. She still takes medication, still sees her therapist monthly, and she's learned that managing depression is an ongoing process, not a one-time fix. That's not failure, that's smart, evidence-based self-care. When you combine all 3 strategies, you get comprehensive treatment. Evidence-based therapy gives you the skills to change thought patterns and improve relationships. Lifestyle changes support your brain chemistry naturally through exercise, sleep, and nutrition. And medication, when needed, corrects biochemical imbalances so the other treatments can work. This is how teens actually recover from depression. Not by thinking positive, but by treating a medical condition with proven interventions, professional support, and self-compassion. You deserve real help, not judgment. Drop a comment. Which approach are you going to explore first? Number 1, evidence-based therapy like CBT. Number 2, lifestyle changes like exercise and sleep. Or number 3, talking to a professional about all your treatment options. And be honest, have you been struggling alone because you thought you should just be able to handle it? You're not alone, and there's no shame in getting help. Well, that's it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you found it helpful, please be sure to give it a like, and maybe even subscribe to Deeper Dudes. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. It all helps the channel more than you know, and it also tells us that we should make more content like this. We post videos every other day that tackle real challenges men face. Remember, struggling doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. The fact that you took time to watch this means you're ready for something better. Thanks again for watching and for checking out all the amazing products in the description below. They could jumpstart your healing journey. Catch you in the next one, Deeper Dudes. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, keep thriving.